It happens to the best of us. We prepare as best we can, but sometimes things just go off the rails. Let's talk about it. We prepare for this, right? We have our initial meetings with the couple, we take notes, and when the time comes, we send them a contract and put everything in writing. We meet with them again closer to the wedding day and go over the specifics, and when the day comes, you're as prepared as you can be. Then the universe throws a monkey wrench into the works. Here are 5 things I've learned over the years that can both help you and the couple have a better experience. 1. Stay calm. Take a breath. You've heard people say never let them see you sweat. This is the time for that. If you're flustered and visibly project nervousness or frustration, everyone around you will pick up on that. That will make them nervous and frustrated in turn, and also paint you as less professional. Grace under pressure is the name of the game here. People are looking to you to be the voice of experience. The longer you've been at this and the more experience you have, there's not much more water in the well to draw from, and you'll better know how to handle yourself and people around you. You got this. One time I was doing the family pictures and going through the list I had developed with the couple prior to the big day. Everything was running smoothly and we were getting through the groups efficiently. That is until the groom's mom started adding family members to existing groups and creating new groups and wanting photos of family that we hadn't previously discussed. Now, I'm perfectly fine with that. That's what I'm here for. I'll take whatever photos or groups people ask me to. But in this particular day, we were doing the formals during cocktail hour. At best, we have 45 minutes to accomplish what we need to accomplish during that time. So if there are a large number of groups, a couple, or other family member asks me to do, there might be less wiggle room for requests. I do my best, but when the venue coordinator comes over and asks how much longer we're going to be, and I lean into them and say, there were a few extra requests. Most of them with experience will just nod their head in understanding, and I'll say 15 more minutes, and they'll let the DJ in the kitchen know. The solution to this is, if you can't do them when you're doing the rest of the formals because the coordinator needs you to wrap it up so the reception can start, let mom know they should tap you on the shoulder during the reception, and you can get those other groups done at that time. 2. Talk to the main players. This could be the couple, the DJ, the venue coordinator, or the planner. These people are your allies, at least in theory. Sometimes that isn't always borne out in practice, but it often is. Depending upon who or what is holding up the works, chances are the other professionals have seen it all before and can help you get the job done. Sometimes enlisting the couple's help is the way to go. If there's someone in the wedding party who isn't behaving while you're trying to get the portraits done, they can be your ally in wrangling them so the jokester of the bunch isn't impeding your flow and making things run longer. 3. Be the expert. You were hired not just to capture someone's day, but to be the voice of experience. Chances are you've been to more weddings than most of them, and you've seen a few things, so you have a better understanding of what makes a day flow better than they might. Help them out before the wedding day even gets here. Have a meeting with them a couple of weeks before the wedding to talk about the timeline in detail and who they'll want posed family portraits with. You'll eventually reach a point where you have a pretty good idea how long those portraits will take and how to conduct a first look. The more you help them, the more it helps you. While timelines can be managed and massaged here and there are some specific needs of the day that need to be addressed. Me, I usually just roll with it. I'm around for whatever amount of time a couple has contracted me for, so whatever happens during that time, I'm game. But an officiant might be doing more than one wedding a day and needs to be on time. Venues and caterers prepare meals to be served at a certain time during the evening. Like REO Speedwagon, the best DJs also roll with the changes, and they know how to accommodate last-minute modifications to the schedule. If there are parent dances or cake cutting or last-minute toasts, they know how to accommodate and make it a seamless experience for the couple and their guests. We're also all contracted for a specific amount of time on the day and have a set end time. I've been to many weddings where a couple will decide to extend the reception, so the venue and the DJ and I will continue doing our respective things. Barring that, if things stretch out earlier in the day, that can affect how things flow later in the evening, and that could really compress the amount of time people might have for dancing. 4. Be understanding and be flexible. Accept that the day might go the way it's going to go, and that isn't always the way you thought or hoped it might. Unexpected changes are the name of the game in wedding photography. You might not be up to the task when you first start out, but if you learn from your own mistakes and other people's mistakes, you'll get further along the curve toward being the helpful photographer instead of being the one who looks like they're in over their head. Another time I was in the bridal suite of a bed and breakfast photographing the bride and bridesmaids getting ready. The itinerary we had discussed said we were going to do a first look and then family pictures at 2 p.m. Bride's often ask what time they should start getting into their dress, and I'll make a suggestion. I want to make sure I can get putting on the dress photos, or at least buttoning up the dress photos, do a couple of pre-ceremony portraits, and then head out to the first look if they're having one. This bride's sister, who was also her maid of honor, walks into the bridal suite, dress draped casually over her arm, promptly at 2, the time we were supposed to meet the groom for the first look. I texted my second to let them know, and they did a few things with the family that had gathered for formal portraits to keep them occupied, so they wouldn't say, wow, the photographer really held us up. Thankfully, the sister had had her hair and makeup done off-site, but proceeded to steam her dress, have a couple of Trulies, and announce she was ready to go at 2:45. To her credit, the bride was rolling with it, because when I asked her about the timeline and how she'd like me to handle things with the first look and portraits, she just shrugged and said, well, that's my sister for you. 5. Stay positive. I know, easier said than done. If you find yourself with an uncooperative couple or rude guests or a venue that treats you poorly, don't let that frustration show. You have plenty of time after the day ends to text your friends and vent. Don't take it out on the people in front of you. Focus on solutions. This is another time to take a beat and slow down. When you rush, you're more likely to make mistakes and get even more flustered by the situation. Even if it's just 25% off the top, reeling in your anxiety about whatever it is that's happening in front of you makes you look more positive and more professional. People notice. And not only that, there might be a couple at that wedding who just got engaged and see how you conduct yourself, and they might want to hire you for their eventual wedding. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw in this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to see more, check out this other video I made for you. This is Ask a Wedding Photographer. I'm Seth K, and I'm here to help.